these days. It was more tempting than ever. We took the girl to the emergency vehicle and switched the sirens back on. The paramedic examined her as I drove us to the hospital. After a quick assessment, he said she had 3 cracked ribs and a broken nose. I could well imagine how she'd acquired such injuries. To my relief, none of her bleeding was internal. "If I ever find out who did this to her, they're going to pay," I promised. The paramedic glanced at me in the mirror. His expression said,
"Stay cool, Ange. We're almost there."
"Didn't you see what her living conditions looked like?" I could have shot back. This was not the time, however, to start an argument with my colleague. Along with the paramedic, I jumped down from the vehicle and helped carry the girl in on the gurney. Hospitals were currently the most crowded places in England. If they tell me there is no room, I'll make room for her myself, I thought, as I remembered how many sick people were already here. We walked in and were given doubtful glances.
"It looks like she's been given all the treatment she needs,"
one of my superiors said. I started to object, but the paramedic laid his hand on my arm.
"You should have seen where we found her. She can't go back."
"I'll give her my bedroom at home if I have to," I was prepared to say, but our superior gave one last long, doubtful look before nodding. Even if the hospital was overrun, it was a safer place for the girl. Within minutes, the child was admitted, and I was given leave to go. I checked my watch. I had started my shift 13 hours ago. A whole eternity ago, I muttered to myself. The paramedic nodded at me.
"Good job."
I returned his words, but didn't feel satisfied. There has to be more I can do. Every time I entered a hospital, I felt like a cabin boy aboard a ship during a storm. I didn't do the same job as the sailors, but I could feel the storm just the same. Walking toward the exit felt like trudging through a battlefield after a long, hard rain. Perhaps I was exaggerating, but I felt like a soldier whose job was far from done. We might not have been fighting a war with guns and bombs, but we were fighting all the same, and I was on the front lines. I folded my arms and stared at the accident and emergency department's doors. She's a child, I thought with simmering rage. What the hell is wrong with this world? I submitted the paperwork describing the incident and what had been done for the patient, then finished with disinfecting the emergency vehicle and checking the equipment inside so it was ready for the next patient. "Everything good?" my replacement asked as I hopped down and closed the back doors of the vehicle. I nodded. "Takes longer to disinfect these days." "Have a good night, Angelica." Feeling like I would collapse at any given second, I re-entered the hospital to gather my personal items, but kept to the side of the hall so the other workers could make their way around me more easily.
"Ange!"
a voice called from somewhere behind me in the crowded hallway. I was surprised to be able to hear my name amid the commotion in the hospital. Who is calling me? Only the people closest to me got to call me Ange. I could barely keep my eyes open, but I turned to lay them on a tall, slender man approaching me. I would know his pleasantly browned skin, the trimmed facial hair beneath his mask, and his soft, dark eyes anywhere. I mustered a smile. "Simon, hello." To myself, I thought, "I'd love to chat, but you have no idea how badly I need to sleep." Simon halted, and concern drew his brows together.
"Long day?"
I nodded. "Long year." I straightened my posture so he would not see the fatigue weighing on me, though there were plenty of other signs of it. The last thing I'd be doing when I got home would be looking in a mirror. I didn't need to see the dark circles under my eyes to know they were there. He sighed.
"Tell me about it."
"It's different out there. You get to see what's going beyond these walls." I gestured at our sterile white surroundings. At least this place was clean, unlike the Council Flats building we had just come from. I was eager to meet whoever the owner was and give him a piece of my mind. "That's not your job," I told myself. But what if I made it my job?
"What is going on?"
Simon asked. All who were employed in the medical field could only go to work and their homes. Walks outside or venturing where uninfected people might be found were off limits, so we didn't accidentally infect them. That was the cost of being a warrior during this time. They're all inside.